Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. It's been a minute. I had to take a little breather. If you've been, following along this past, since the 29th of June, so what has it been? It's been about a week. What's today, the 5th? Yeah, exactly a week. It's been Mercury retrograde. And so I've talked about the doctrine of judgment and revolution or renewal or both, whatever you want to call it. And if you've been, participating, I hope it's been going well for you. It's not meant to be followed to a T it's meant to be guidelines and to help people on their journey, on their spiritual path, to be able to regain sovereignty. Is the main goal there, and it's just guidelines. So, whatever that journey looks like for each individual person could be different from one person to the next, is what I'm saying here, okay? As for me, I followed the fasting. I tried doing the 7 days of fasting, and I did it for about 5 days. And, hold on. Alright, anyways, so I lasted that long, and for respect of my body and my children that I'm responsible for, I had to break that because I was getting severe muscle cramps, and my mood was like, I don't know, not great. It was like fine, but it was like, I don't know, it was just kind of miserable. So it was kind of like wavering or whatever. But, I did gain a lot from the experience, I will say that. If you do fast, you do need to really make sure that you at least take magnesium and potassium. I wasn't really doing that the first couple days. I did end up taking, some supplements, like some tinctures. And then I did take magnesium in my belly button and some potassium. I was drinking coffee with sugar, so I wasn't keto fasting. I was just like fasting from food. On day 4, I had some pure dark chocolate with sea salt in it, and that really helped me with my energy levels and stuff. And pure chocolate's good for you as far as I know. It's definitely good for your soul if you like chocolate. What else? I'm trying to think. I also drank coconut water. That has electrolytes in it, and that's really good. I only just started drinking that the past 2 days. But yeah, anyways, so my dreams were super vivid. Very interesting. I'm not gonna share them because they're kind of personal, and I didn't write them down. I should have wrote them down, so I don't remember them in full detail. And they weren't really that significant, I don't think. It was, maybe someday if it comes up or whatever, I'll share it, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal. The only one I guess Spirit's telling me to share is I think I saw who people have been saying is Valiant Thor. And he was like this kind of like surferish kind of like dude. Like he had like a, what the hell is the name? How do you say that? He was just like a surfer dude or whatever, and like chill dude, you know, like that kind of. But he was like futuristic. Like he was like Guardians of the Galaxies type of person. Like he would be on their ship. It felt like. Anyway, I just remember him saying like, "Oh, she's on to us" or something, and I was like, I don't remember. It was like one of those instances where like I was behind the scenes, but like cautious. I can't say that word. But I was like conscious but unconscious. I don't know how else to explain it. So anyway, so I just remember him saying like, "Oh, she's on us," and it was something about like the end of the world. It didn't feel like nefarious per se, but it definitely something's going on. I don't know. And then in the dream, it's like I was like concerned about my breath smelling, and there was gum on his counter, because I was like in his like headquarters or something. It was really giving like in the movie like Thor, when he gains a lot of weight and he's like all like he's all like fucked up. It was given like that kind of vibe, like his house and everything. I don't know, but I'm not saying he was in that state of mind, but I'm just saying like the vibe of like wherever he was. And anyway, I asked him if there was gum on his counter. I asked him if I could have a piece of gum, and he looked at me. It's like he was like this, like the whole time, like, and kind of like, and it was almost like I was drunk. It was almost like they drugged me. I think they did, like maybe. I don't know. They did something, which by the way, I will share this. I found two weird things. This, which I have no clue what this is from. I tried Googling it. It looks like the top of a syringe. And it was at the bottom of my bed here. Because I did like I've been cleaning and organizing. And for the past week, that's really what I've been doing a lot. And trying to get in touch with my inner child a bit. You know, hanging out with my little guy basically the whole time, while my two older ones were with their grandfather. So, you know, that's part of the doctrine of judgment and revolution, is to get in touch with your inner child. So, you know, but it wasn't easy because I had like no energy. It was like very hard, and I was also cleaning a lot and trying to like get ahead on stuff before I start summer 2 session tomorrow for the school I'm enrolled in. So anyways, I found this, okay, and I also found this, and this was about a week ago. That was like a couple days ago. I can show this. This is half of it. My big ass fingers, I can't really like show it very well. This is like I cut it in half because I wanted to see what kind of like viscosity it is, or whatever. I don't know if that's the word. It cut pretty easily, but it's like hard. It's not like jelly like a pill necessarily would be, but it definitely seems like it's a pill. And we don't have any pills like this in my house. I don't even think I have Tylenol in this house. We definitely, nobody in this house takes pills. Let's put it that way, okay? It's just me and my kids, and they don't take pills. Period. And I've never had pills like this, ever. Clear blue. It's reminding me of, like, The Matrix. And so this was on my bathroom floor, next to my toilet, my upstairs bathroom, next to my toilet. And there was, like, toilet paper on the floor, like, strewn about, like somebody was in there and then left in a hurry, and they dropped this. And I don't have guests at my house. I have not hung out with any friends. I don't have friends anymore. I X'd everybody out of my life because all anybody ever did was cause me problems. And be disrespectful and shady and easily controlled by nefarious forces. So, anyways, the only person that's been here is my father, which for a while there, since last Mercury retrograde, I didn't even want anything to do with him either. But, you know, since then, I've made up with him. So he's been here a couple times, but he's not even been upstairs. But he definitely wasn't here during that time period that I found that pill. Nobody was here, not even the maintenance, as far as I know. Yeah, no, and there's always somebody here. Like, one of my kids is has always been here during that period. Like, there was somebody home, okay? And so it was just very strange. It was reminding me, if you guys remember from my dream I told about the visiting what I believe was the 5G, where they gave me a pill. You had to take a pill, and then they put you in this, like, kind of machine pod thing, and then it transferred your consciousness into somebody that's in that 5D. And then there was some guy there that looked like, we'll just say SG, if you know, I'm not gonna keep calling people out. I'm so done with that. Besides, it was a dream, and I'm not trying to, like, cast shade on people, even though, like, I have my receipts and shit, and if you've been paying attention, like, if you know, you fucking know, okay? So anyways, they had a pew, and they were, like, holding everybody up there, and then, like, the body that my consciousness went into was a male, and he was called number 5, and the SG character was like, put the pew by me. I was trying to hide under some pillows, which actually I think that's my poem Blues Clues, which I had pinned to the top of my IG, but I took it down, so now it's buried somewhere because I pinned some other stuff up there. But I think actually part of that poem was the number 5 character I was talking about. Which I'm not saying that's me. That's just, like, what I experienced in the dream. It shot my consciousness into that person, whoever that is. Anyways, they were hiding under these pills. It's like an office with, like, glass windows on this side. There was, like, a plant in the corner, I think. And then, like, the number 5 character, whatever, was, like, trying to hide, like, and there was, like, pillows, and, like, under the pillows. Anyway, and then this SG character came over and was like, "You're not gonna say shit, are you? Number 5. And then when I got transferred back, it was like, you had to take another pill? See, I don't remember. That's the part I don't remember. Did you have to take a pill to go there? And I know that when you came back, they had to do something to you. I don't know if it was to take a pill or they had to do something, and it cost money or credits or whatever. And some people couldn't afford it. So, like, if you went there and you couldn't afford the treatments when you came back, you would end up getting the big C. I don't want to say trigger words today. I don't. Although it's a zodiac sign, so whatever. Where is it? Let's see. We just do this. There you go. So yeah, so I don't know what that pill is, but that was very strange. And then I tried looking it up in AI. It had a little divot in it. It doesn't have any numbers or letters on it. It just has a little divot. And I cut it in half, and one of the pieces like flew somewhere, and I couldn't find it. I don't know, man. I don't know what that's about. I know the blue pill in the Matrix is like to make you, if you want to go back to sleep or whatever. So maybe somebody could just be trying to mess with me. I mean, I already know, like, people have been in my house. They do weird shit. Like, they put that Democrat donkey stuffed animal in my room 3 years ago. That was really weird. So, you know, it's just creepy. It's just hella creepy. Like, I don't know what's going on. I know, we got sports in reverse, nightclub upright, and mask in reverse. Masks off, sports, no competition. These people that hang out at the nightclub, their masks are off. The nightclub, like they come in here at night or something and they like do weird shit. Also, it felt the other night, I literally thought I was like somebody unalived me, like, or they at least tried to. It was extremely painful, whatever the heck somebody did. It was like somebody stuck a needle like in the top of my head. This is before I found the syringe thing. I'm pretty sure it was before, whatever. I definitely didn't contrive this, you know, like something cut the top of my head, because I ended up pouring witch hazel on top of it, because I don't know, Deadeye Two Tongues did a plant class and somebody asked for him to do witch hazel, which I had just started using pretty regularly recently, which I thought was weird that somebody asked for him to do that. I had used it postpartum for my second child, maybe my first as well, because I tore really badly, so I had to get stitches, and they tell you to use that down there. You put it on like the pads. So anyway, I've been using that just to like use as like an astringent for like when I go to the bathroom to clean, extra clean, because I'm like OCD and I don't have a bidet anymore. Like, bidets can get kind of gross, and like if you don't have good water, which I don't, it's kind of nasty. So anyway, in that class he was talking about, how it's an astringent and it can be used for wounds, and he was using it on a wound when a piece of shrapnel came out of his face, because he, pieces of shrapnel or whatever keep coming out of him, and he showed like where it came out of, and it made me think of it, and I was like, oh, like, because it's hard to clean your scalp when you get a cut on your scalp. So I was like, okay, maybe I should try. So I squirted some on there and it burned. So that's how I knew it was definitely a cut, because I couldn't like see. And anyway, it literally like went, whatever it went all the way down in my scalp. I could feel it go all the way in, and it was spreading. I got infected or some shit by whatever somebody did or whatever happened. I don't know what happened. But it was odd, because also the Leo King had just I don't know if it was the day after or I'm not sure. But it was definitely after. Was it after? I don't know. I need to write shit down, guys. At some point recently, he did an episode with Dylan Mabin or whatever, human design guy. And he was talking about how back in the day, what are they called? Alchemists. It took me a minute there. It's interesting because I just called on Archangel Michael, which is the angel ruling today, Sunday, to help me clear my brain fog because I feel like my crown chakra or whatever is getting like severely messed with. And then all of a sudden a gnat comes like around and I'm like, I don't know if that's being called out because it's like a monitoring spirit that's like messing with my energy, or if the gnat is trying to clear out the field around me or something. I'm not really sure. But anyways, so he was saying that these alchemists back in the day used to secrete skull jelly from people. Which is disgusting. They would scrape the inside of people's skulls and like eat it. He was saying some king used to do that, like King Charles or something. It's nasty. And then this happened to me. I don't know, if that's what they were trying to do or whatever. But I literally felt like I was gonna die. Which I felt like many times before, but this was like really scary, like actually kind of scary. And I was just like, actually, every other time was kind of scary too, but I accepted it at the same time, which is the only thing I think it really gets me through it, is just accepting it. I mean, I treated the wound, and I was like, I tried protecting my crown at that point. I put, like, my blue shawl on. Blue supposedly helps with energy weapons as well, so, like, I don't know. I put ice on it. That always seems to help me when my head gets attacked. But I also had a wound on the back of my head for a while now. It's been like, so they've definitely been doing something to me. I don't know. Somebody's been doing something. I can't really think of a logical explanation. Maybe because, like, I don't remember hitting my head or anything. I've definitely not been, like, inebriated or anything like that. I don't know, guys. Whatever. Anyways. Oh, and then also I was pulling cards on it, and it kept saying that there was magics going on. Like, the target was me, like, over and over. They were targeting tools that I was using. See? Look, I just pulled the same freaking thing, but it was in reverse this time. You directly. Target. You directly. I pulled this, like, every single time. Prosperity block. Yeah, they're always trying to block my money. Healing. So, also something interesting that happened was, there was, when I was cleaning my child's room, underneath the fake fireplace, which would be the hearth of the home, which, if you know, like, that's like a very significant energetic place for a home. One of my conflict cards was under there, which is very strange because I have never brought my conflict cards down there, or any of my tarot cards have been brought down there. And this is the card, and this has been missing for some time now. Collective and systemic conflicts, polarization engineering, the deliberate amplification of ideological, social, or political divides, fuels intense conflicts by narrowing perspectives, fostering hostility, and undermining collective problem solving. Example, breakdown of trust in institutions, severe legislative gridlock, increased us versus them, affective polarization, and rise in real-world, potentially violent confrontations. So, there was that, and then this was under my son's bed, which is like a sign of witchcraft to me. Like, what the fuck? So there's like his bed, and then this like fake fireplace at the end of his bed, basically, and this was under there. And, you know, and like my kids have been fighting a lot and stuff, and I'm just like, or like my two oldest. So I don't know, guys. It's just kind of Riri, alright? And then I did find this nice little fortune on the floor. I think Spirit left for me. So that was nice. Thank you, Spirits. You make people realize that there exist other beauties in the world. I'm definitely something else, that's for sure. So yeah, that's that. That's all my housekeeping, y'all. Other than that, I did end up going to my family's for 4th of July, which I wasn't really wanting to do, but my two uncles, one from Tennessee and one from California. So I'm not sure if he lives in California. Does he live in Arizona? I didn't really get to talk to him too much. I think he lives in Arizona now. We're there. I don't really get to see them. And my little cousin was there, which was awesome. I got to spend a little time with him. And we had some laughs, you know, the fam getting, some of the fam getting a little out of control with the drinking and stuff. We're acting pretty ridiculous. But you know, nobody got too injured or anything like that, so it was fine, even though Uranus energy was going on, kind of wild. It's like every time we do fireworks, one of them always goes off and almost kills someone, like every single time, and it like just misses them. And I'm like, thank you, angels, thank you, Jesus, like. So yeah, so that happened. But I enjoy spending time with my family, even though, you know, they drive me nuts, and there's been a lot of, you know, bullying and messed up stuff. Every family has their problems. Some of it's unforgivable for some families, and even mine, it depends on the situation. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is for, you know. What else? What else do we want to do here? I was gonna start reading from, so if you go on my website, I did post before Mercury retrograde, I posted all 17 books of the Two Worlds Path on my website. 2 of them would not let me put them in the blog post area, which is in the references in the top left section on my website, which is here. I have to fix that. It's got smudged up. Hold on. So right here, okay. Top left, Two Worlds Path, and then it will bring you to all of the books except for two would not post on there. It was the financial one and the Psalms one, like the Book of Prayers, or Reaches we call it. So if you want to read those, you're gonna have to download them, unless you're a hacker, I guess, and you can just hack into it somehow. But you can just put a fake name and a fake address. Like I literally tried it out myself. Like it will let you do it. It's for free if you want to, check it out. Otherwise, I'm gonna read through all of this eventually. It's just gonna take a while because each book is like 100 pages. So yeah, I think we're gonna just do a quick like collective card pull here. And then I might start another video and read some of that. But yeah, let's see what deck Spirit wants me to pull from for y'all. Secrets, Your Worst Nightmare, Fear cards. We split the deck on. Let's see if it... Oh, on the nose? Is that on the nose for you, Spirit? Blessings, intentions, events and blessings. Blessings came out 3 times. Motivations, goals. Okay. We'll just do that. Yeah, motivations, goals. Okay. Blessings. Secrets. Intentions. Ugh. Motivations, goals. And fears. Where's the fears? I don't even know where I put them. Oh. This is what I got printed out so far of the Two Worlds Path. It's a lot. I'm working on some more projects behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm working on some more projects behind the scenes related to the Two Worlds Path. Or one project. But it's not easy because I have 3 kids and I'm trying to put myself through school as well and maintain a household by myself and maintain my sanity, which is like a full-time job on its own. So demons in reverse, stalker in reverse, and being talked about behind your back in reverse. Something that just came up for me mentally was at the 4th of July thing, one of my family members who was belligerent was acting hella aggressive towards me and his mother. And would not stop fucking drinking, so I had to like hide the booze. And the first time they got aggressive with me, I kind of barked back a little bit, but then I was just like, tried the methodology of just like biting my tongue and just letting it go. And then they were like, they just kept like yeah, like I win, like that kind of shit. And I was like, okay. And they would not shut the fuck up, would not stop coming up to me and annoying me. And thankfully my little cousin was there and was was, he's a sweet kid, man. I've never gotten to spend time with him, and I was so happy he was there because, he was like helping making light of things and helping with the conflict control or whatever in the situation. But, I mean, it was kind of entertaining, at least. Like, my family is, like, kind of ridiculous sometimes, but anyway, the second time that this person did it, I fucking barked back. Because they told me to shut the fuck up when I said, you might want to not put the fireworks on the edge of the hill because it could fall over. It was a fountain one, so it wasn't like a huge deal, but still. And he's like, shut the fuck up, Tara. And I was like, how about you shut the fuck up, bitch? And then they bark back at me, and then I bark back louder, and I was like, what, do you want to fight me? Like, let's go. And they're, no, I don't want to fight you, you're my little cousin. And I'm like, okay, well then shut the fuck up yourself, bitch. And then they shut the fuck up. So sometimes, like, you have to stand up with bullies or people that are out of control. Walking away and trying to be the bigger person isn't always going to be the answer. But standing in your power, not being afraid, but also being aware of your limitations and stuff, and like, is that person going to really try to hurt you, and are you going to be able to defend yourself properly if they do try to hurt you? I wasn't worried about any of that, so, that was my situation, right? Oh, we also had events, right? Because this Faded Moments was in the motivation. I just went, I just did one of these, and this was in there. The prophetic dream, a vision, dream, or inner knowing hints at a future event. Trust your gift. Oh. Okay. So I don't know what that's talking about, but maybe the dream that I shared already. The only other one that I could really think of in this moment was I was at a dollar store, which that dollar store cashier card comes up a lot in the Storymatic, and I don't know what the hell it's talking about. But in this dream, I could remember my dreams more vividly because I wasn't eating, because eating, like, numbs you out. There's this thing where they always say in movies and shows and stuff, like witchy movies and shows, like they always say, like, if you go into the in-between, which would be the limit in the two worlds path, it would essentially be the dream world, right? The world between worlds, you're not supposed to, some people refer to it as purgatory, right? But then a lot of people refer to purgatory as the underworld, but I feel like they're different. I don't know. But you're not supposed to eat or drink there, okay? And there's a reason for that. There's also this movie, I think it's in Spanish. Shit, I'm not gonna remember the name of it. The little girl goes to, like, it's such a good movie, I can't remember the name of it, but she goes to, like, some liminal type of space, and there's, like, a whole big-ass table full of food, and you're not supposed to eat from it, otherwise the monster, like, comes alive, that's at the end of the table, and it's like, so anyway, so I'm remembering my dreams, and hold on. And so with the dollar store thing, I remember I went into the bathroom. I was actually at the dollar store in line, like, with my dad, which is weird. And then I went to the bathroom and I was, like, standing by the sink and by the mirror, and then behind me there was, like, 3 females, and one of them was, like, my, I guess you could call them my ex-friends. AF, I've mentioned before, I'm not going to say their name, was there, and she was like, it's like she was like quietly, she was looking at me like kind of sad and kind of like shifty-eyed almost, like, kind of like how the Thor guy was almost looking at me. And she like whispered to these girls, it's like she knew I didn't want to talk to her. She's like, I can't believe I fell for those witchy bitches. So like, I'm guessing she might have figured out that she was under some type of witchcraft, or she was participating in some type of witchcraft. Not really sure. Regardless, this was all brought up in my mind with these cards. Demon in reverse, Stalker in reverse, being talked about behind your back in reverse. So, standing up against these assholes, you know, it could be like, it could have very well been a siphoning type of thing. Prior, when this person in my family was starting shit with me to begin with, I was trying to tell them that alcohol opens up your auras and allows entities and stuff to get in, like demons. And they're like, I don't believe in any of that stuff. And I'm like, well, anybody who doesn't believe in stuff like that is honestly not very smart. So, which I probably shouldn't have said that, but he was pissing me off and he would not shut the fuck up. So, because that just made him like go off, you know what I mean? Like, and be even more annoying. So, he definitely proved that he was, you know? But, yeah, I'm not really sure. Let's see. Let's do this in events. I wanted to do events as well, right? Alright, let's do secrets first. Oh, is that an aphid? What is that? Yeah, there's an aphid on my secrets deck card under theft, which is interesting because my roses outside gotten destroyed by Japanese beetles, aphids, and I've been spraying neem oil on them. It's not doing jack shit, so I just sprayed like a bunch of this like multi-essential oil, like bug spray stuff. And they're right outside my window here, so I don't know, they might be coming in my room. Yikes. Okay. But yeah, there's something going on with like pests trying to eat the roses. If you know, you know. Just trying to siphon and take away. Becoming possessed. Mistakenly arrested. Success. Your boss. Mistakenly arrested in reverse. Becoming possessed. Mistakenly arrested. Haunted houses. Oh, I know what they're talking about. Alright, so I let in some people. So that was one of the things on that came up in my Arcane Forensics Oracle when I was pulling from there to see what was going on with that whole like head wound that I had. And it was saying there was a spiritual pathway that was opened up, and I was like, spiritual access that needed to be closed. And I was like, oh, what did I do recently that might have done that? And I found a bunch of different Minecraft characters that I put in there to... My intention was like to act as my children, but then I realized there was 7 of them. Because it was also like I was pulling cards on like what Spirit was saying each figurine was, and one of them was representing like a cast of rebels, so like it'd be like revolutionaries and stuff. And anyway, so there ended up being 7 in there, and then I was thinking like, oh, that's like the archangels almost. So somebody that I let in the haunted house attacked me basically, and they were a stalker, a demon, and somebody that was talking shit. And they were not arrested mistakenly. They were arrested, basically that allowed for them to be seen by who needed to see them or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's see what the events... Wait, so secrets, your worst fears, you got theft. Now I'm freaked out about these freaking aphids, man. That's the only one I seen, but now I'm like feeling like stuff's crawling on me. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what they want me to talk about, the dream. This is really hard to I don't really want to talk about this, but I will. So again, this is another one where like I'm not really sure. I think it happened after. I don't know if they're related or not, but that could be what the haunted houses is about as well. So, I don't know. Spirit wants me to talk about this. I really don't want to, but I'm just going to say it because, you know, maybe it might help somebody, okay? At the very least, get somebody's story out there, I guess. Hold on. Alright, yeah, we're not actually... Hints at a future event. Section... What is this trying to say? You know, never mind. I'm not gonna bring that up. I don't know enough to be able to talk about that. That's where it's a problem. Alright, so Spirit's saying there's something going on. Oh, a sports championship game. Something about an earthquake, business launch, or grand opening. Weather anomaly where it shouldn't happen on the bottom of the deck. Also, this is a message Spirit wants to come out here. Somebody who is confused about their sexual orientation or gender identity and judges people harshly and unreasonably unfairly is delusional about being physically abused by a close family member. And they put the evil eye on others regularly. Whoever this person is, they've been kidnapped, and that's why. because they're causing a lot of fucking problems. All right. I'm just giving the message, okay? So, and then we got intentions, blessings. Let's see what the blessings are going on here. I guess, like, this blessing's going to be depending on the intention somebody has and their goals, because that's what the blessings came out with. There's also a message here about people needing to be more sensitive about things that they find funny when it comes to I don't know how to word this. That's the problem. You know what? If it comes up naturally, then I'm not gonna. All right, has good experiences and the merits of spirituality. They were an inspired artist or some spiritual person in the past. Subtlety, inspiration, and creativity are their positive features. Can be spiritual leaders, inspired artists, or good yoga teachers. Okay. So, White Moon Pisces. Pure intentions, honesty, a desire to speak and live in truth, alchemy, temper truth with empathy. It was in reverse, so somebody isn't living 100% honestly. They might be being too brutally honest. It was talking about someone being delusional before and evil-eyeing people. So somebody here could access this, but they need to live more honestly and speak and live in truth. Anything else, Spirit, that you want? Pure intentions again, connection in reverse. Seeking authentic emotional or spiritual closeness, alchemy, allow vulnerability without losing autonomy. So yes, like somebody might have attachment issues or be worried about somebody else having attachment issues. So this is talking about allowing yourself to be vulnerable without losing yourself. This is, this blessing is something you're owed. That's available to you, whoever you are, whoever this is resonating for. Alright, and then what about the motivation, Spirit? Somebody here in the audience might have prophetic dreams too. Spirit's saying, trust your gifts. Oh, the delusional thing too. I needed to talk about that. There's a lot of people that, like, in the spiritual community that really need to work on that. It can be very hard when you're going through spiritual psychosis and stuff. But a lot of people don't have the receipts to back up the shit they're saying. And they go off on these ego trips. And it's like, everyone deserves to feel like someone, you know, and to feel important and all this. But, like, a lot of people be trying to steal other people's shine and, like, owning stuff that's, like, really not theirs and doesn't belong to them. Like, everybody has their specific gifts, their specific talents and stuff. And it's like, a lot of people need to fucking chill. I see, like, in almost every reading I ever watch, people just... It's just a problem. Like, people, being way too egomaniac and then, like, and just trying to act like everything's all about them. Like, it's great to be the main character of your own story, but sometimes we are meant to be supporting roles, and behind the scenes and stuff like that, okay? And you're not always gonna be like the main character or whatever. I don't know, like, just some people like act like way too fucking egotistical, and it's like annoying, bro. Like, chill. The door that opens and an unexpected opportunity appears. Entering it may fulfill destiny or invite chaos. It's in the reverse. It's talking about the earthquake and stuff with the sports. Oh, and sports came up in reverse, right? Yeah, there's something with that, guys. Somebody here wants to become the sole power authority. That's somebody's motivation or goals. Being a philanthropist and resisting peer pressure. Spirit's also saying, oh geez. We got seeking death, obtaining shelter from the elements, and promoting chaos. Realizing a dream in reverse. Stay out, not go inside, stay outside. The geologist Stefan Burns was saying that a lot of the advice they give you in natural disasters isn't necessarily the best advice. A lot of people that survived in Venezuela went outside. They didn't stay in the building. Otherwise, they would have got trapped under the rubble. There's something with that. Get out of here, freaking fly. Jesus. Alright, we don't have a lot of time left here. Repaying a debt in reverse. Somebody's not repaying a debt. It's not their goal to repay a debt. It's not their goal to solve a problem. It's more important for people to, serving others is solving problems. It's more important for people to, watch sports and celebrate dumb shit than to solve problems and actually help people. Go figure, right? Spirit doesn't like that. Yeah, this is nothing new. They're a bunch of stupid wolves, and it's embarrassing. This is not in the dark. We all fucking know. Somebody's not going to be going broke, and they're not. Somebody's not going to be going broke, and they're not going to be having a baby, and they're going to be celebrating this. Alright. Alright, y'all. I think that's it. That's it for right now. I'll be back with another one in a little bit. But yeah. Take it all as it resonates. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!